Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Grim Dawn. We have arrived in the Broken Hills. And, well, we have some harpy slaying to do. Lutra the Abandoned and her kin. Just believe it was her. And on top of that, we get greeted with a level 29 level up message. Which is always a good way to start. Not specifically level 29, but just any level up message, of course. And that is 50. We have maxed out our mastery points. So, which one of the masteries are we gonna pick first? Let's see, Star Pact is exclusive. Reckless Power is exclusive. This is a devastation. Okay, you can only have one. So, Reckless Power. Turn your body into a conduit of the ether, manifesting terrifying arcane energies through your mortal form that ignite the air and send ripples through reality. Must be maintained to maintain its effect. That sounds good. So we can bonus fire damage and bonus ether damage. So that should be about half of our damage that gets boosted by 25%, which is pretty cool. On top of that, burn damage gets extra duration and it just gets better, but I don't think we deal burn damage. I think we have the electrocute. Yes, but no burn. Physical damage is converted to ether, we get extra casting speed and we get 40 fire retaliation. So, fire damage and ether damage bonuses, but that's it. Let's see, then we got Star Pact. Many Arcanists sacrifice much in the pursuit of limitless power. There are some who do not heed the ancient warnings and tap into sources of power that others would consider unsafe, or even unnatural. It is these Arcanists that strike fear into the hearts of lesser mortals. Here we gain Frostburn damage, we gain Cold Lightning damage, we gain Frostburn damage, we gain Electrocute damage. Physical is converted to Cold and we get extra cooldown reduction. This one is going to be more beneficial. The damage over time is going to be useful. It adds Frostburn that it also amplifies. We already have Electrocute that gets boosted. Cold and Lightning we do, that gets boosted. Only thing we don't do is physical damage, so the conversion there is kind of useless. And the cooldown reduction is useful. So, Star Pact is going to be more beneficial than Reckless Power. What was Devastation? Hailed is the ultimate force of destruction known to Arcanists. This technique tears a rift in reality through which fall embers of raw arcane energy. This dangerous spell is extremely draining and should not be used lightly. Requires offhand, we have that. Continues to fall over the duration of the spell. Only one Devastation can be cast at any one time. It's 18-second recharge. So 1 projectile, 5-second duration, 5 meter target area, 2.8 meter radius. So that's like a big meteor followed by smaller meteors. It deals a lot of fire damage and some ether damage. I think I'm gonna go with Star Pact first. And then we pick up the Devastation afterwards. So, this seems to be another passive, so we'll put it on the other bar. Star Pact. Ooh, we sparkle. Oh wow, the energy shield that's granted, it stays up. That is really, really cool. So with Y, you can actually switch between two skill bars. So I always have one where I put my passives and one where I put my active skills. Since after you activate the passives, you can just continue playing. So we should have a pretty darn good boost to our cold damage. Let's see, we probably should put one in physique. So let's actually compare the before and after. 1023 to 1109 becomes, we only gain about 30 damage on Panetti's. Well, maybe the Frostburn is not counted. Or is this all... Oh wow, this is all based on the weapon damage. So... I don't get it. As a caster, why the heck would I get skills like this that don't really benefit me? Or maybe it's just the percentage bonus does apply, but there's just way less damage to work with. You remember something about this bridge and dying to scary things? Wow. There's the third one. Lou. Here. So, again, I died to this trio of heroes with the Nightblade. Just because I walked in and completely couldn't handle the damage. In this case, they could not handle my damage. We are so freaking powerful with this build. It's really, really awesome. No. Small chance to stun, but I don't think it applies. It will probably only apply to weapon attacks. And that's something that... A Path of Exile does a pretty good job of explaining what skills do and what they apply to. And the same with passive skills. Their wording is very precise and it's always clear what something does and when it applies. Here I'm getting the feeling that the wording is less clear. You have to try to see what works, what doesn't work. No, there's no clear distinction between spells and attacks. You just have to figure out what applies and what doesn't apply. I'm not quite sure if there's consistency or not. I'm fumbling. Because I got cursed by something. By the Oracle, probably. Repressing this urge to shout unlimited power while I'm just blasting lightning at my opponents. Getting a very strong, just feeling just that powerful. So all my characters so far have been a bit on the quirky side. No, a summoner you shouldn't really consider to be on the quirky side, but apparently a summoner wasn't a build that was thoroughly considered. Or maybe if I go back to it, it might be more balanced now. Let's see, let's at least go to the steps of Torment. Because we have a Calderos to speak with. It might actually be for this episode. I would just dive into the steps of Torment and see what we can do with it. Ooh, I spotted a thing on the side of the map, so that's why I went here. But it's a small tunnel. I really like the level design. There's just so many little hidden spaces like that reward you for exploring. That's something they really, really did right. This is the broken bridge that you saw from the other side, from the Arcovian foothills. They connect the areas without actually connecting them. Let's see, there is another thing up here. Oh, that's just a small staircase. But level 29 and we are now a maxed out Arcanist. So that means we get 3 skill points per level to boost our skills. And once we need more stats, we might consider a second class, but no, given that I managed to play my Nightblade as a pure Nightblade, I think for now I am going to try to see just how far we can push this. how far we can get with a single class character. Hello there, Calderos. Alright, so what's next? I will do as you ask. We have to slay the Grand Priest inside, because evil and undead, or just undead. Evil is always just a point of view, right? So far, if you look at the health bar, I was only taking a little bit of damage, and that's mostly because there's just archers shooting at me. And regen can keep up with it up to a certain degree. But other than that, you know, we stop things in their tracks. No, killing things is the best defense there is. So whatever doesn't live, or is not undead, won't kill you. So, this ring that summons a stalwart guardian, apparently there are also green items that have a chance to summon a stalwart guardian. So I might eventually get lucky enough to find another item that has a chance to summon the guardian. Since I think the guardian is actually a pretty nice one. It's a pretty good distraction. It helps me tank things. Therefore I like it. Hello there, corpsey. Another corpse. Just trying to have a good look to see if there's no hidden secrets or anything. Oh, Warlock, they are scary because they do vitality damage and or chaos damage. So this is the purple stuff. Hello there, Tenebris the Blood Drinker. One of the standard spawns of the undead.
Can't do that.
Just to our. Oi! Stop draining my life, you blood drinker, you. Good. Let's see. Ooh, secret. Hidden spoils. It's nice just how often I still find secrets that I don't consciously recall from earlier areas. This is probably the door to the next area. Yep. Hello everybody. Let me kill you good. Oh, there's a priest behind the pillar. Sneaky little priest. And there is the next door. Pain. Yes, pain, suffering, torment. I think they all have very, very happy names over here. Well, that's it. No, the area doesn't appear to be very much higher. It's level 30. Level 32, okay, so that's just level 33, okay, that's 3-4 levels above me. This is a bit of a challenge. And again, I believe that's the entire idea of the Steps of Torment.
Can't do that yet.
Bit of a challenge, bit of a gauntlet, so to say. Completely optional. This is the place where you obtain the blueprint for the skeleton key. It's also the entrance to one of the first, I think they call them roguelike dungeons. So basically randomly generated level layouts. There's only a couple of dungeons like that they have in the game. Another one being the Bastion of Chaos after you have defeated the actual end boss of the game. And you actually need a skeleton key or craft one of those to go in. I think the first time you go through here you get a skeleton key and a blueprint as a reward, so you can always do the labyrinth here at least once.
That skill's not ready.
What? I should actually put a portal up. I'm pretty far away from the waypoint, and if I remember correctly, there's no waypoint down here. And otherwise, if there is, then it's a couple levels down. But I think this was one big challenge that you always had to walk to. So I remember getting bounties that you had to clear some things here, and you had to slog through the broken foothills as well. But one way to efficiently know how to get there. Okay, we got attacked from behind. Let's see if we can just get ourselves a nice corner. Yep. Take out some of the priests, because, well, priests heal things. Standing partially obscured by a pillar, not the brightest idea since you can't see what's attacking you. Doing it again. Flame Revenants. Well, blasted that one pretty quickly. Oh, we're still putting out insane amounts of damage, despite mobs being 3-4 levels above us. And I suspect it's only going to increase, because we're now fully going to boost our Panettis with all the links. Hello there. Regenerator. Ran away, but was still in range of the missiles, so just blasted it from orbit, from a distance. Ecto. Ecto is good. There was a small room here. Anything useful in there? Well, they seem to think so. Otherwise they wouldn't bury themselves there. Ooh, scrap. Eye proof. Scrap is useful for crafting. Hellbrave, the burning. 4 levels above me.
I can't do that yet.
And his Flame Revenant retinue was just being just scorched off of the face of the planet by scattered missiles. Wasn't even direct hits, was just scattered sub-missiles. There's an area in the middle that we skipped that was only accessible from here. I'm never sure if that was a relevant area or not, but for now we're just gonna continue since I don't feel like backtracking. Okay, so we went from pain to misery. So that's from a physical discomfort to a more emotional discomfort, I would say. Psychological, emotional, but there's a desecrated shrine there, and that's a good reason for going here. Also, because all the mobs here are much higher level than we are, we're gaining experience like there's no tomorrow. And we're almost level 30.
That skill's not ready.
So that means even more power. Also, why are you standing in front of me? Be gone. Good. Oh yeah, of course. Everybody wants to shoot the weird looking guy with flesh on his bones. Of course. So these are just basically just xenophobic skeletons. And we can't tolerate that, obviously. have some meteors. Sharing is caring, so I tend to share my meteors.
That skill's not ready.
Another priest, good. And there's just a couple of trash mobs remaining. Oh, hey, look at that. Double treasure chests and something that's a bit jealous of me actually being able to touch the loot that I'm looting. We leveled, so points. We are almost maxed out, right? So what if we just max this one out? And I think one more level and then we push it to, let's see, +1, +2, and the set is +3. So this is going to be a 19 skill, and after that we're just going to divide the points equally amongst all the supporting skills, and we're going to be good about it. Ooh. Hit the priest with some ricocheting missiles, and fight. Rime Lord, the Frozen, and his pet, the Gargantuan. Or her pet, I don't know. Maybe it's Rime Lord. It would be a Rime Lady if it was a female skeleton.
That skill's not ready.
So. That does make sense. Okay, and get away from me. Boom. Take out some of the Revenants. Storm Revenant is surprisingly resistant. But we persevere. So, devotion points. Let's see, we got 1, we got 2, then... Can we assign this yet? Yes, we can. We assign it to Panetti's. So, 25% chance to trigger this whenever we attack. For 5 seconds, it has a 5-second duration. We get a crackling whirlwind of flame and ice manifesting itself at my command. It has a recharge of 1.1 seconds. Lasts for 5, 3.5 meter radius. 321 elemental damage, so I think that's equally divided amongst all 3 elements. So that's about 107 each. Then we get burn, frostburn and electrocute damage over 2 seconds. Plus the target has reduced elemental resistance for 2 seconds. And as it gains levels, the damage scales up and the resistance penalty goes up as well. So I'm curious to see what it does. Hello there. 1, 2. Ooh, look at that twister there. That's the effect. That's, I would say that's pretty cool. Visually interesting. And it can cast once every 1.1 seconds, so there will be multiple ones of those active in the intense fights. And the faster our casting speed, the bigger the chance that will actually trigger it every 1.1 seconds in busy fights. So it's good that we got a bit of a casting speed buff from a Maven's set. Especially if you have mobs going through a choke point. Putting an AoE in there will be good. Ooh, dynamite to open the box. Ancient Heart, nice. I was expecting to only pick one of those up in Act 3. There is a... what are these things called again? Relic, yes. I think it's called Glacier. That is pretty cool. It has a chance to trigger when you get attacked, and it casts a freezing frost nova around you. If I remember correctly. Well, basically frost nova is freezing. That's all good. It's all very nice and defensive. Speaking of nice and defensive, I need to deal some damage to kill them and prevent them from doing damage to me. But I needed one of those ancient hearts for it as a ingredient. And I know that in Act just to the east of Harf, no, not Harf. I keep trying to call it Harf Stone, but it's not Harf Stone. It's Stone Harf. I think it's Narnach. Well, the next city. Let's go with that. To the east there's a forest where there's a quest where you can get those ancient hearts from killing giant beasts and things like that. But getting it here, yeah, that's good. We'll just we'll see what else is here. I think this is the entrance to the level. Grenadier shoulder guards. So that is a set for canister bomb. Yeah, of course, that's the demolitionist. Just make some space. Only seeing green loot is a pretty good way to reduce the clutter, and still making pretty good iron bits. Now selling yellow items early on is a pretty good way to get some cash. It will make you a couple of thousand extra bits per run, but currently generating, well, thousands up to 10 or 20,000 in a run, because I think I had about 10 or 20,000 remaining in credits last time. So that means I've made 20,000 so far just from loot drops and from chests and such. There is something over there. Yes. So. Making money is good, because you need a lot of it for crafting. Yeah, see, I thought I had been here, but this is just the other side of the passage. But I currently am triggering quite a bunch of different effects. So when I get hit, I have a chance to summon a damage shield. I have a chance to release a poison nova. My attacks trigger this elemental cloud thingamajig every, well, basically on average every 4 attacks it triggers. Hey, there was a blue in there. A Marauder's ammo belt. I'm not a Marauder, so that's not really relevant. This is not bad either. 5% chance on attack to release a lightning sphere that does a ton of lightning damage, and it is piercing. As I say, the items in the game are pretty cool. And all those proc effects, they are definitely something that keeps it interesting. And add some at least some visual variety to the build. You can imagine if you're playing something like a melee class that has a lot of gear that triggers the Whirling Blades skill whenever you get hit, and you have a lot of life leech, then you might have a build that is self-sustaining in terms of life leech. Putting up a panic portal there, and we do the boss fight. Hello there, Grand Priest Zeruzelen. Okay, you're trying to blast me from orbit, I'm trying to blast you from orbit. You know what, you actually cheat by having a health pool that's probably in the tens of thousands, if not in the hundreds of thousands, so I'm gonna move around, okay? Because he was just standing there tanking it like a boss. I don't have the luxury of tanking it all that long. That looked pretty cool when there was fire burning around me and the protective ball was all burning. You've destroyed the priest. Yes, it is finished. So we get a skeleton key and we get a skeleton key blueprint. It used to not give the blueprint. It only gave the key in the past, and the blueprint you had to be lucky enough to actually find. Yeah, I'm so glad they fixed this. So there is a Lord Executioner further down the road. And the blueprint, I already know it, so that is good. This is all very good. So, was there anything in here that was useful? Well, this armor looked interesting. We are using a set, so whatever is in here, it's not going to be relevant. Calidor's Tempest and Blackwater Cocktail. So that's Arcanist and Demolitionist combo stuff. Yeah, well, I'll sort through this, and then next episode we're gonna go down through the Gates of Anguish and see if we can defeat the Lord Executioner. But for now, this was it. Thanks for watching.